I like the song with Anderson.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
that's a
like
cut.
pretty cool. Um, Not really like a collaboration I saw coming, but I liked it a lot. And then I liked the song uh, with, weirdly enough, I like the song with Big Sean and Don Toliver, which I wasn't super expecting to like because
Uh,
I'm not crazy about either of those dudes. But for some reason, I don't know. Big Sean's a good feature artist. He kind of just like pops up everywhere, every now and then, and I kind of just like him. I don't really like a full album from Big Sean. I like a single or some features or something. Same, and then the same goes for Don Toliver. So that song actually kind of worked out for
hmm
me. There were a handful of like songs that I liked. There was nothing that I loved, other than maybe the Anderson song, and I like the Charlie Wilson a lot. But um, and then the bonus song with Fabio and Ferg was like just interesting. I don't know. If nothing else, it
yeah,
wasn't like it wasn't a
yeah.
great song, but it was kind of weird. It was
It's
kind of
like
cool to see.
cool. I'm glad you tried that out, and it
Yeah,
makes sense that it's the bonus song.
yeah. Like, um, as for songs that were bad, bro, that song with AZ and all those features
Oh, the
was just
firm? You didn't like that?
yes. So the verses were fine, but God, they couldn't have picked a more boring track to like let be 6 fucking minutes long. Like it's like there's nothing
Oh, I
exciting
see
about
what
it.
you mean.
It's so long and the beat is so boring.
6
It would have
minutes
been.
long. It's
I prefer.
3:51.
I don't care. It feels like 6 minutes, man. I could have. It That song would have worked better if it was just more of like a Nas boom bap beat. But was the whole thing produced by Hit Boy?
Yeah, the whole album.
That makes sense. I don't know. Hit Boy's cool and all, but I don't see anything super crazy special about him. So
Well, I'm gonna
I don't
depart
know.
with you on my enjoyment of Full Circle, the song featuring the firm. So AZ, Foxy Brown, and Cormega.
Yeah.
Pretty cool to see all that come back together. Um, and I don't really have a problem with the beat. So the rapping from them and AZ comes through with a fire verse, and I like Foxy's verse and really all of them. So I enjoyed that track so much it actually made it up into not my favorite, but one of my maybe 3 or 4 favorites. Other than that, I'm actually with you on the Big Sean and Don Toliver song being tight, and the Big
Yeah.
Sean song actually added, or the Big Sean verse actually adding to the song, and not making me sad that he's on there. Um, I enjoyed the opener, the King's Disease opener, and I like the
Yeah.
beat used there. Oh, but I would not say it's in my top 4 because that Anderson Paak joint is definitely in there. And so is, and this might be, maybe the Anderson Paak is my favorite, and this is my second or third. Till the War is Won, featuring Lil Durk. Um,
Oh, you like that shit? I was about to say that was one of the other ones I forgot. I just could not stand.
Dude, Lil Durk is on fire, bro. I don't think anyone's had a better 2020 than Lil Durk has had. Like on the low. He's on a
I have to
Nas
give you.
track. Last
Yeah,
week
a
he was on
bad
a Drake
one.
track.
Yeah, Lil Durk was on a very bad Nas song. Good for him.
I fucked with it, man. But that's funny. I have a couple songs of my favorites that were definitely not your favorites, but those other few I shared with you for sure. Hit
I
Boy
did
as a
think.
producer for all of this. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I did think that I liked. What was the song after Ultra Black?
27 Summers. Here's how I feel about the album, really. Big picture, I'm into it. I really like
Mm-hmm.
the idea that Nas wanted to do a single producer project with an artist or with another artist, a producer who is working, who's come up contemporarily, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he's kind of Hit Boy's kind of current as far as like mainstream hip hop is going. He's very tapped into the current of it, I think, right now. So cool that Nas is working on something like that with somebody like him. And I think it's cool that this project is shorter, 38 minutes. And it's, let's see, 13 tracks. And that these tracks are typically a little shorter. They have features, but those features are also kind of not who you would typically expect to be on Nas songs, from Lil Durk to Anderson .Paak to, I didn't expect him to come out with Big Sean and Don Toliver and for that song to be a success at least for the two of us. So in the big picture, Nas is generally doing the right things to make me feel like I should be interested in this, and make me feel like this is definitely something worth talking about in the year of hip hop. Not just because he's a legend, but really because it's something that fits with what's going on. But I think when you start honing in on the details of the album, that's where it probably gets less likable musically for me. Lyrically, it gets a little less likable for me personally. And I don't know. I kind of like, this is one of those albums that's maybe best served for me to hear it once or twice and to kind of leave it at that with a generally positive feeling on it, knowing there were a few songs in there that I like and remember, but I know that I'm not just going to spin this thing till the wheels fall off, because that might not be very long before I start to get sick of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I'm with you. Like, I always talk a lot bigger shit than I give praise for things. So like, whenever I talk shit about something, it sounds like I hate it. But I actually thought the project for a 2020 Nas project, where Nas has historically just sounded like an old man being like, "Look at me, fellow kids," like kind of thing.
The Steve Buscemi skateboard meme, fellow
yeah.
kid.
So I thought he did a good job of like just kind of, instead of like sticking out like a sore thumb in that scene, he kind of like integrated himself a little better on this one. And whether that's because of Hit Boy, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a crazy like Hit Boy guy. I think he's a talented producer. Obviously, he's working with Nas. Like, people see a lot in him and whatever. But just the way, like, his production style isn't something that like excites me a lot. But it totally fits in the climate. And I'm with you. I think it's like one of those albums that in the discography of like a legend like Nas, like maybe I'm not like crazy about it. Like, I'm not actually crazy about a lot of Nas albums, but he's still just like an absolute legend either way. But that being said, I think it's a pretty good album, and I don't want to like spend too much time nitpicking at it because I'm gonna find shit that's wrong with it. But
yeah, and that's my biggest. I think that's my biggest issue with the album, is that it's a Nas album, so really the idea is to pick out the details. The idea is to, go in on those more microscopic things. But, I know for me and my music listening taste right now, that will not really serve me with this album. I won't feel super rewarded for digging out the details, because the details that he made are really different from the details that I'm looking for, I guess. So as long as I can feel like, on the outside, I can enjoy a lot of what's going on a surface level with a surface level attitude towards it, like that's satisfying enough for me as a music listener. And I'm going to look to stop there at the satisfying part. Quit while I'm ahead. And I just, again, I know like this isn't going to be one of those albums that gets spun a lot for me. So I'm glad that the 2 listens I've given it so far have been enjoyable. And like, there will be a song or two that stick around. So I can say I'm happy with that.